Hi everyone, today is Wednesday 21st of June 2023. Just swapped the vehicles around, stopped Bertie Bus up the drive a bit because I brought down George, and the idea is I want to quickly remove this road pipe. Just want to check that it's not blocked anywhere. Obviously then that'll build up a bit of pressure, maybe contribute to forcing out some oil on the back there. But I must say, now it's low, it's not losing any. I just need to make sure I keep that over the bottom line, so I'll just check the oil level. It has been running a few minutes because obviously I moved it down here, but I'll just grab something and check that oil. We're done, Gemini. Right then, so just pull the dipstick, give it a wipe. Let's have a look. Apart from that, up here where I splashed up, that's just over that bottom line. That's where I like to keep it, just above there. Though it says minimum, there's still oil in there. Obviously I've seen cars down here, but up here is too much. And when I got the car, that was way up here. That's why I thought I was leaking more than usual. But when I changed the oil, I left it about just under halfway between the two, but now it's worked its way to the bottom line. I don't want it to go any lower, but if that sits around there, then happy days. So while I'm about it, this is why I need to remove this pipe. If I remember right, it's just one bolt in the middle, and hopefully the gasket's not ripped or anything. Right, see if I can find a spanner to fit that. Right, got myself a 1/2 inch socket, and a little ratchet. I don't know if I can, whether you can see in there rather. But there's one bolt on there. I'll just have to put the camera down to get that undone. So a little bracket here that holds the road pipe down too. That's 1/2 inch as well, look. Tell you what, nothing's very tight, so might be promising when I check that sump. We will see in a bit. So there it is, the cover's removed, and obviously that's what I call a road pipe. So the engine breathes through there, through that little gap, and any mist from the oil and that comes out the bottom and just drops onto the road. That's why they call it a road pipe. I think nowadays they have to catch that, stop that from being chucked into the atmosphere and onto the road. Don't look like there's anything blocked there, but we'll just give that a check. This pipe will easily separate like this. There we go. And I can see through that, it's clear, and that probably clear as well. Oil everywhere, of course. There should be a gasket on here. There's not one on this side. Hopefully it's still on the engine. I'll check in a minute. Normally what you do is just put a bead of grease round, stop that leaking. But probably got a little bit of a leak there as well, haven't it? I think we're going to be alright here. Right, I'll just poke something through just to check that it's not blocked, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Right, that's clear. Just made sure of that. And I'll spray a piece of this carb cleaner through. You can see it's coming through there fine. Look who's come to see us. The waffly dog. Come on, come here. Come on, Gemini, up come. This is Gemini. Good girl, aren't you? She's obviously, she's now coming up for 11 weeks old, aren't you, Gemini? Hey, come here. No biting. Good girl. She's just playing in the back garden. So I put this piece of wood here, just so as she don't go running off. And she know where I am, just outside here. That's that crankcase breather. Road pipe back on, back in place. It didn't have a gasket, so I've made one. I have a piece of paper or a piece of card, and I put grease around it to hold it on, and also to hopefully stop that leaking. So that's that tightened up. I think now I need to check the tightness of the sump bolts themselves, because yeah, I think with everything else, these two bolts here were loose. Don't know as for maybe a mechanical fuel pump, if ever. They weren't very tight. Yeah, so I think I'll just get onto the bottom of that, give that a little bit of a squeeze. You can see there's some oil down there, but I have moved the tray out a couple of times where I've dropped bolts, so it's not coming from there. That's more at the back end. So I'm going to give it a clean up and see whether they're very tight. First of all, pack this grease and stuff away before it gets everywhere. Ordinary grease. To do that, Waffle Dog is looking under the fence, so she's clearing off now. She was looking underneath the gate, that piece of wood up out of the gate there. There she is, look. You having a look? And a sniff? Sniff, sniff, sniff. She's lying down again now. Got fed up with it. Right, car up here. I'll get some wheel ramps, get the car up on the wheel ramps. Right, I've got George now up on the ramps. I'll find some tools, something to lay on, get underneath and check those sump bolts. Also see what sort of leakage we've got under there today. You never know. Right, so I've been given it a wipe on the bottom of the sump. The sides look quite clean really. Let's have a look at the other side. Yep. So, as usual, most of it is at the back. Little bit on the back of the gearbox, but nothing to worry about there. It's not pouring out or anything. Have a quick look underneath while we're here. Yeah, there's some rusty bits, but it's all okay. Nothing needs doing as yet. I did have a look underneath the back. I've done a couple of repairs before, which might need doing again one day. Can't see any leaks from the back axle. There was a little bit of oil on it, but same thing, nothing to really worry about. Right, everything else is pretty clean here. Can you just see there on the bottom here, look, get on my glove, that's quite normal. From that pulley there is a gasket now, I can see it, but maybe I can get to those bolts and give them half a turn. I think that is just mainly coming out of the back. It's like a normal thing for moggies. Now the oil is closer to that bottom line, that may even almost stop. Fingers crossed, eh? Right, while I'm under here, I might as well get a spanner and just check them. Just check they're nipped up, especially towards the rear, but you can't get up here because of the casing on here, and I don't want to remove all that today. I was wondering whether we had a leak here where it's been whacked, but to be honest, looks fine, doesn't it? Yeah, there's no leak there. Just like I say, the normal suspect places. Right, see if I can get a spanner on those and half a turn on them. We'll have a look. I want to be overly tight, but I'm quite surprised. Them three there, I got a good turn on them, probably 2 on that back one, and the one up there, if you can see it, well, if you can, the one up there, if you can see it, I got a good couple of turns on them two, those two there, so that might help with that gasket seal there. There's only one way I find out, is to continue to use George and see if he improves. Like I say, I do expect some leakage, but that was definitely getting worse. But now I've tightened them, I've got a feeling that's going to make a little bit of a difference. Not a lot, just a little bit. That'll be great. Rightio. So I know these pipes are all clear. I've now tightened up the sump, which on that side where there is always a couple of drips was quite loose, so that is good. I just need to find a spanner now to see if I can get a half turn on the bottom of those front bolts where that pulley is. Good job. That is your dinner time. You want some dinner? Yeah. Good job I sit in the shade here, isn't it? That's really hot today. Right. Let's get you your dinner. Gemini. Gemini's had her dinner. She's not interested in playing with the ball. I think it's just too hot today. No, chase your tail instead. Right. I'll get on with this, Gemini, and then we'll go for a little drive. Like I say, she's not really allowed out yet for walks. Another week, and then she'll have her injections, and then we can start going out for walks. Right, just going to try that front on that cover at the bottom. Let's see if I can get to it. Well, good news is I got half a turn on those, so that's going to help. And while we're here, I'll just mention this. You can see here, this little prong here, that is where your timer mark is. You can just see the end of it, where the teeth go to the pulley. So you can line it up, top dead centre, and then you can go from there. It's a bit awkward with a timing light under here, but I ain't going to mess about with the timing because I don't think George is running too bad. Right, so half a turn on those, a couple of turns on some of those, and if you can see here, look, you see where this oil's run down here? I'm sure you can. Let's have a look. See, that is run right from up there. Can't really do much about that. Like I say, we've tightened those up, so it might lessen. That might have been more sitting there running down, but I think you're always going to get a little bit of a leak there no matter what. Like I say, there's no real seal in there, Yeah, we'll be alright. It's got to be a lot better, isn't it? Right, time to get off the ramps. Another reason why they could be leaking at this point is because I've got the car up in the air and look at the angle. So any oil that is in the sump is all going to be at the back there anyway. So we'll time that level off. Like I said, we'll keep that nice and low. We'll see how bad it is now. I think that's slightly less anyway, since the oil's got to that bottom line, and I'll definitely just keep an eye on it now. I don't really want it going much below that line, because then there'll be starvation of oil getting round that engine. But as it is, it's all good. Tell you what guys, I think I'm going to end this video here, and I'll make another video and we'll take it for a test drive, and I might go and have a look, see if we can find someone at that address where that other car is. So thanks for watching, catch you in the next one, bye for now.